Today on the IoT show, we're going to do something we've not done before with that Vision AI DevKit. It's actually unboxing it and go through that first-time experience. It's today on the IoT show with Mahesh.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, this is Olivier, your host on the IoT show. Thanks for watching. Today we have Mahesh with us. Mahesh, welcome to the IoT show.
Thank you, Olivier.
Today we're going to do something we've not done before. We're going to unbox this Vision AI DevKit. Do I say it correctly? Vision AI DevKit, right?
Yes, you did perfect job.
Awesome.
Vision AI DevKit.
So tell us a bit about yourself real quick and what are you doing at Microsoft, and then we'll talk a little bit about this guy and then we'll get onto unboxing and make it work.
Hi, I'm Mahesh. I work in IoT Edge Devices team, and I focused on building device experiences. So as I've seen your show, we have a lot of technologies like Azure Machine Learning, IoT, Twin. Our job is to bring them together as part of DevKit so that people can, as you will see today, unbox them and experience a lot with devices and build solutions and try them out.
Awesome.
That's what our team does.
So this guy here is really about demonstrating how you run AI at the edge. This guy is running Azure IoT Edge. And what we want to do, we want to show the unboxing experience. What do you do once you get that box into your mail? You have it, you unbox it, what happens, right? So a few words about the kit itself, what it does, what it has, and then we'll unbox that little guy here.
Great. Yeah, so this is Vision AI DevKit. It's based on a Qualcomm QCS 603 platform. It runs Yocto Linux operating system. And out of box, we will hide everything. And it runs, as you said, IoT Edge. And you can deploy Docker containers. The beautiful part of this compared to Raspberry Pi is that it runs machine learning models with acceleration. What that means is we use Qualcomm DSP so that you can get inferencing results in milliseconds. So that you can build scenarios for connected cars or factory floors, because inferencing has to be fast. So that's the number one advantage why you want to unbox this device.
What's the resolution of a camera in there?
So it's an 8-megapixel camera.
Okay, which is pretty good. And what's the price point of the little guy here?
So this is $299.
Reasonable when you think about a development board that has hardware acceleration plus 8-megapixel camera and then a boxing, which is pretty cool and neat. I think it's pretty reasonable actually. I like
and you need to the cost add up, right? So you buy a Raspberry Pi, you buy a cover for that, and then you're buying a charger for that, and then you keep on adding these, and then you have to have hardware acceleration, and then you have to spend a lot of time. And you can't really demo that because it becomes a wired setup. That's the reason we have to come up and build something from scratch.
So once you get the box, there's a website you need to go to get information and instructions?
Yes. So when you get the box, the website we go to is
this one.
This one. So let's click on that, and great. So this is how you go to the device. Here, if you click the button, you can get the order button. This is where you go. It's $285 today. So
that's for those who don't have the box yet. Right. So, got it.
So you click the buy button, and here we are. So we landed up with the box and this page. So today we're going to go through the, as you said, out-of-box experience. So let's unwrap the device. And when we unwrap, the first thing you do on this page is you go and you get up running in minutes. So that lands you here. And the first thing we're going to do today is, as we're going to keep releasing the firmware on this device, we're going to flash it. As soon as we open it, we'll flash it, and we'll start from there.
It's like any IoT device you get home. It's like the first thing you do, you connect to the internet, and then suddenly it says, hey, you cannot play immediately because you have to get the latest firmware, right?
Great.
Okay, so let's actually get that box open, right?
Yes. So that's how the device looks like. It comes with a USB cable, and that's all you need. It's a low-power device, so you can power it up with a USB. So I will connect it to my PC while Olivia gets the device out. So you take that out, and that's the device. We are ready to go. So
I appreciate that. By the way, it's all just cardboard. So like very sustainable. There's no plastic in there. Well, the box is maybe plastic, but this guy, actually, whether you want to keep it on your shelves, whether you want to toss it, that's recyclable.
So, so the device comes up with these ports. So you have the USB-C port. That's the power button. That's the HDMI, and these are the power inputs. I had that in the picture, but they are here again.
So you have also a speaker.
Yes. So that's the speaker, and this is the speaker in and out.
Okay, cool, awesome.
So you can connect and you will see
Yeah.
people will come to your show after
Yeah.
this who will show you
Awesome.
cool scenarios they build with the speaker.
And there's a microphone as well, right?
Yes.
So it's not just video.
In and out.
It's not just video. It's
Yes.
actually audio as well. Okay,
Yes.
love it.
So now we can connect the USB cable, and as soon as you connect the USB cable, you see it start working, and you see the red lights. So let's flash it first. So I'm on this page. So on this page, the first thing you want to do is, hey, manage your device.
Okay.
Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to manage your device.
Yep.
And you go to firmware update.
Okay.
So you see, and here you need to install tools, like platform tools that we use to interact with this device.
Okay.
So you download them. I already downloaded them.
Okay.
So, but the page is here, the instructions are here. Once you connect, the second thing you will be able to do is, so now we need a shell prompt, and we can start talking to the device.
Okay.
So you've gone to this page and you have downloaded the firmware. So here is the latest firmware. This is the latest firmware all the time. So you click on that, you download the firmware. So 5330.
Okay.
I did it before this session.
Okay.
So
and by the time people watch the video, it might be another version, but you get the idea. Latest version of the firmware, that's what you want. Security features, every goodness that you need will be net new firmware.
Yeah. So what I did here is, if you look at that, I downloaded the firmware, and I copied it here. So this is the downloaded folder. You go in there, and now you can see there are scripts here for Windows, Mac, and Linux. All you do is you take these two scripts, copy them in your folder. And these are the instructions there, but I'm just repeating myself here. So you copy them here, and then let's go to command prompt and flash the device. So here we are, and we search for fast boot. There's a batch file. You click enter. It looks for the device, and it started flashing the device.
So how long did it take for the device to boot first, right? Yocto is a distro of Linux on that device. Do you know how long it takes for that device to boot?
I would say somewhere like less than 5 seconds.
Okay, so it boots 5 seconds, and
Yeah.
Yocto is up and running.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then it's going to actually start, and we'll talk a bit about that, IoT Edge runtime. We'll connect to an IoT Hub when it's configured. We'll see how to do that, and so forth.
Yeah.
Firmware update, how long does it take?
Firmware update will take a minute or so, so let's get a cup of coffee. I think we'll keep it running, and it will download the image to the device and reflash it.
So
it takes around 2 minutes.
For the sake of the video, we're going to accelerate that a little.
Okay, as you see, the flashing is complete. It says installation is finished, and press any key to continue. That's what I'm going to do. I'm back, and the device is flashed. When the device is flashed, you will see that it will leave the device in the state where the 3 LED lights are red and blinking. That means it's ready for configuration.
Okay, so for now it's not connected to any internet, not to Wi-Fi, nothing. It's like totally blank. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And the first thing you want to do is connect to the device. It's also broadcasting its own Wi-Fi access point.
Yeah.
And how would you know where to connect? So every device comes up with this sticker that tells you what is the SSID it broadcasts. So mine is MSIOT43. I will search for that, and there's a password there as well. So let's search for mine. So
Everyone saw your password, by the way. But we'll change it.
Yeah, but it's device specific, so they need the device also.
And it's pretty typical, way of configuring an IoT device, right? When you do your smart thermostat, whatever, you put it in access point mode, you connect from a laptop or a phone, and then you set it up. Okay.
Exactly. So now I find my device. This is the access point that my camera is broadcasting. I'm going to connect to that. And if it asks you for the password, because I've connected this one before, it just went along. But if it asks you for a password, the password is right there.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
So this lands you to this page. That's our Ubi page. And out of box, you get this page. And first thing we are looking for is Azure subscription. So if you don't have Azure subscription, get your Azure subscription, because without that, it would be...
And the reason why you're doing that, by the way, is because you're going to configure that device from Azure IoT Hub. Right?
Exactly.
Okay. And by the way, you can do that with a free trial of Azure.
Exactly.
You don't need to have an actual paying subscription to get started. So you have that many days of free trial with, if you never did that before. And actually, you can find a link on the IoT show up there for you to, actually it's up there, for you to get started with a free trial of Azure.
Yeah,
Cool.
and the link that we have on out-of-box page also takes you to the free page. So
cool. Awesome.
you are
Love
there.
it.
So now this is the password that your device by default has,
Okay.
and you can change it.
Yes.
So if you knew my password, I can change it right now. So let's.
And guys, this is a recommendation in general for security on IoT devices that come out of the box like that. First thing you do, change the password.
Perfect. And the second thing is you want to SSH into the device, because
Okay.
once you mount it in your wall, you may
Yes.
not be able to connect through the USB.
Okay.
So if you can connect through USB, you need not to do SSH. That's why
Okay.
it's an optional.
Okay.
But if you want to SSH into the
Yeah.
device and not connect physically,
Yeah.
create an SSH account. So
Okay.
here I'm going to create
Yeah.
an SSH account. I will call it admin. I will
While
give
you're
my
doing that real
password.
quick, for people who are not familiar with that, SSH is a way for you to start a remote shell into Linux, from another machine, right? So you're going to basically remote into that device using command line.
Great.
Okay.
And the third option we have is the developer mode, which
Okay.
is by default clicked on.
Okay.
What that allows you to see is the stream from the camera.
Okay.
So and as soon as the camera configures, it starts sending the stream. We are broadcasting that stream
Okay.
over an RTSP
Yeah.
protocol, and you can see the camera.
Okay.
But let's say you want it to be secure and you don't want anybody to see that stream, uncheck that. And then
Yes.
it won't be streaming anything
That makes
out.
sense. Yeah, because the goal actually is not to stream the video somewhere to have it analyzed somewhere else, right? It's really to make all the processing of that video down there and to ditch the stream. You don't even store on the device itself, right?
Exactly. So we don't store anything. It's for debugging.
Yeah.
If you want to see the output,
Okay.
play with developer mode. If you
Perfect.
want uncheck that and deploy it, and everything stays on the
Love it.
device. So that's the
Okay.
choice. We're going to pick it up because
Yeah,
we're going to show
like
you the
it.
stream. So it says my password need to be very, very secure. So
like
let's
it.
make it very, very secure.
It's real life, man.
Ah,
Once again, like security in mind. Like
Yeah.
you have to have secure passwords.
Great. So now that's the second step. As you
Okay.
said, it comes out of box. It doesn't know what Wi-Fi to connect to.
Okay.
That's the second experience. You're
Okay.
going to see all the Wi-Fi networks
Okay.
that we have. I'm going to connect to Netgear 65,
Okay.
and I need to quickly go and check my password. So I'm going to check
Okay.
the password. So
So this
give
is
me
where
a
I do the tap
second.
dance while he's coming back with his password. There you go.
So I'm back. I know my password. So, and this is an option. So what happens sometimes if you are behind a net, that means if you are behind a corp net,
Yes.
then you have to configure a DNS server because they
Okay.
don't allow DNS.
Okay.
So if your internet for some reason doesn't work
Yeah.
after you do UBI,
Yeah.
consider changing this DNS server
Okay.
to 111 or
Okay.
888.
Okay.
But if you're in your home and you have no problem on
You
behind a net,
yeah.
you just need a
Yeah,
password. So
unless you did actually configure your Wi-Fi routers and so on at home, actually with a NAT and so on. But people will recognize themselves if they do that for
yeah.
sure.
So it's going to connect. It takes like
Okay.
some 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
So let's wait for that.
Okay, so now once you're going to have that network connection, you don't need to have the access point anymore, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So at this point, what will happen on the device is it connects to the Wi-Fi access point, and next reboot, it won't broadcast
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
So it stopped broadcasting.
Okay.
And it's good for you to know that if you want to change it, so let's say you configured it in a home, now you're doing a demo in some
Yeah,
building.
yeah.
So behind there is this power button. Click that power button for 5 seconds.
Okay.
And it will go back in access point mode.
Okay,
So you
got
can
it.
just
Okay.
change the access point
Okay.
around when you move these devices.
Okay. One thing we didn't mention, that guy is a battery, right? So you
Yes.
can actually unplug and roam around. And I'm thinking about that because I was thinking you can also set it up for having several Wi-Fi connection, or can't you? As in,
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So yes, so what happens is you cannot set it to have number of Wi-Fi connection.
Okay.
It just needs to be configured with only one.
Only
Wi-
one. Okay. that's
And
fine.
you can change it though. So
Okay.
and now when I go home, I click the button and I have to go through this
Okay. So
experience.
access point again, and just change the Wi-Fi, not the whole process, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it got connected,
Yeah.
and it also checks the speed of your network.
Okay.
And if it gives you this prompt that like it seems bad, you
Okay.
can ignore it
Okay.
and go further.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, then we have told you that we are seeing some problems, as
Okay.
we do here.
And that could be a problem for what exactly? Like downloading the images at first boot, or what is it that actually could be a problem, that network speed?
So the network speed problem is basically when it is not able to resolve a DNS for the
Okay.
first time it tried.
Okay.
Because if it is behind a network, like here we are in Microsoft,
Okay.
so we are behind a network, it
Okay.
tried to go there,
Okay.
and it is trying to resolve that,
Okay.
but it will work or it will not.
Okay.
So
Okay.
hopefully for us it will work.
Okay.
So the next thing you do is next,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
So now what it is trying to tell you is that it gives you this connection string,
Okay.
and now we're trying to connect on back to Azure.
Okay, got it.
So
Right.
copy this connection string, copy this security
Yep.
device
This-
code,
okay.
and hit next, and that takes you to login page.
Okay.
Put the code in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Requires you to sign in to your Azure subscription, right?
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So now I'm going to sign in with my Azure subscription. This
Okay.
is my Azure subscription ID.
Okay.
And because I have,
Typo.
oh, sorry. I get so excited with you around.
That's what it is. High energy and yeah.
So,
good.
yeah.
So you log into your Azure account. So some number of things are actually pretty much automated. I like that, right?
Yeah, so login should work because I have, so now it's going to send me a code.
Security, man.
So now I'm logged in,
Okay.
and you see I don't need to go to portal. It already shows me all my subscriptions.
Okay.
So we're going to pick the subscription that that I want to create my IoT Edge device on. So let's pick that subscription.
Yeah. So with Microsoft, especially when we're working in Azure, we have lots of subscription available. Chances are you're going to have only one in that list.
Yeah.
It's gonna
And
be
now it's
easier.
going to show all the IoT hub in that
Yeah,
subscription.
same thing. You might have only one for now.
Yeah, and I have only one in
Okay,
that
there you
case. So
go.
we're going to pick that hub. We're going to go next. And now it says, hey, what do you want to name this device? So now
Okay.
this is the IoT Edge we
Yeah.
are creating.
Okay.
So we're going to call them IoT Show Demo.
Okay.
And let's go next. That's it. So
Okay.
this is all you have to do. So what we did is we logged into our account, we chose the subscription,
Okay.
we chose the hub, and if there is no hub, you can create it right there.
Okay.
And then you specify a name to your IoT Edge device.
Okay.
And at this time, the device, what it is doing is it's connected to net,
Yeah.
connected to the internet.
Yeah.
It's downloading all the images for IoT Edge runtime,
Okay.
agent, hub.
Okay.
And then what we have done is we have published this sample.
Okay.
So this is the AI Vision DevKit started module
Okay.
sample,
Okay.
and it will download this and start running.
Oh, so by default, at first connection, you actually have a hello world that's going to be actually configured from your IoT hub onto that device, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you get a hello world, an object detector working out of box,
Okay.
and it will detect 100 objects.
Okay.
Hopefully you and me as person,
Yeah.
and 100 other things.
We are persons, I'm fairly sure of that.
So that's what it does. And at this time, if you want to debug,
Yeah.
that's what I want to show you real quick. So you can
Okay.
use command, and if you are on the device, you can
Yeah.
say Adb Shell.
Okay.
And that's the instruction we have. So now you are on the device.
Okay.
First thing you want to check is, am I connected to internet? So
Okay.
let's see.
Yeah.
So I have an IP address that looks okay. So
Okay.
this is first thing you want to check.
Okay.
Second thing you want to check is, are you connected to real internet, and can you
Okay.
ping a public IP
Yeah.
address?
So these
let's
are definitely the troubleshooting steps you want to go if you see nothing happening on your camera, right?
Yeah. So let's try, because we block Bing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
so now we can
Got it.
go
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so now the internet is connected. I know
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So once you have checked that, you think everything is running
Yeah.
good. And at this point, you want to wait for good. I would wait here for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because it takes good amount of time for us to download these
Yes.
1 GB worth of data
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then keep it running.
Yeah.
And
So just so that people are not scared, when you say 1 gigabyte, so you are actually in the marketplace showing the module.
Yes.
So AI, for these algorithms to be super powerful, recognize objects and so on, very often come with big, huge libraries that actually will be running on that device. And that's why you have this kind of big modules or containers that you need to download on the device, right?
yes, and when I said 1 GB, I said Edge Agent, Edge Hub, our
Everything,
module.
yeah.
And then we also put a web stream module, which
Okay.
allows us to stream over HTTP. And if you
Okay.
just look at the base images, like
Uh-huh.
Ubuntu bases for
Yeah.
everything, it just adds up to 400 MB or so.
Okay.
And as you said, to run these containers, we have simplified it, but still your model would be around 50, 60 MB,
Yeah.
and the data over that.
Yeah.
So in total, you're looking around like
Okay.
a 1 GB downloaded here.
I think that's fair. I think that explains the time it takes to download and so on. The thing to note, though, is that you do it once, right? And then what can happen is that if there's an update of the module on the marketplace or whatever the source is, and you say, hey, device, I want you to switch to that latest version or to another of mine, and we'll talk about that into other episodes, but you can definitely have only that module being downloaded to that device and reconfigured. So it's really something that you don't have to do that every single time you boot the machine or develop with it.
Exactly, and that's the beautiful part of this is that we have broken down, because we are designing the experience, so we have broken down into two experiences. One is, let's say you are just want to change the model. So you build a new machine learning model. That's just a model download after that. So we don't change the Docker container, and it's just less than 100 MB, whatever your model size, that's what we are downloading. And you can run a new model. Second is, let's say you change the code, and now you have a new code. And that's where you are just downloading the delta, because Docker keeps the base. So maybe you're like 50 MB or something, and never again.
So I don't think we talked for 5 minutes. I think it took less, and it's finished. That's
I
good.
just take the network as like bare minimum.
Good, okay.
So once it says your camera is now all set, at this time the camera is broadcasting and sending messages back to IoT Hub, and it's ready to go. So you can actually see the stream of this camera, but that will take some time because this will be booted, but we can try now. And so if you are connected to the same network, make sure you're connected to the same network that at this point, I do that all the time, that you need to disconnect from the camera network.
Got it.
And connect to the same Wi-Fi network where your device is connected.
Yeah, because you're going to access directly through the IP address.
Exactly.
And not through a name.
So now you know what we are going through. So let's look for the same. So this is my network. And here I don't need to provide the password.
Because you know it.
So, because I already gave it. So this is, so we're going to connect to the same network. And one thing you want to check just for debugging is just try pinging this IP address. So 192.162.24. So let's ping that. And now I'm on the device. So let's get out of this. But at the device, one thing you can check quickly is
if you're remoting into the device, that means it's online. Right?
Actually, I'm going over USB.
For Adb Shell, you're going through USB. You're right.
Exactly. So what you want to do is you want to quickly check what's running on the device, because we said we're going to deploy a lot of stuff on the device. So this tells me that I have Edge Agent, Edge Hub, and my Vision Sample module running, and a web stream module running, which is what we're going to log into. So do this quick check at Ubi, and if you see these 4 containers, then everything went perfectly for you.
Perfect, love it.
So now we are all set. We're going to exit and do a quick ping, and then we try to access the, so what was the 192.168.2.4. So so I can ping it. That means I'm connected to the same network, and at this point, if I want to see the stream of the camera, all I have to do is I click here, and it says web streaming video. And it takes a second for us because there are buffers in there. But let's see.
Let's see if I'm a person.
So we got Olivia, and Olivia is detected. And you see the speed of inferencing when he's moving himself.
Oh, we're in a choir.
So when
that's cool. I like that.
So when he is moving into this.
So let me turn the device around now to you, Mahesh.
It detects me, and it detects my laptop. So because in this frame, you see laptop is the prominent thing. And it sees a person and a laptop. And all these information are sent back to the cloud as well.
Perfect. Awesome, Mahesh. This was a great unboxing experience demo with the Vision AI DevKit. If people want to know more, they can go to aka.ms/IoT show/Vision AI DevKit in one word. Mahesh, hope to see you soon on the IoT show for more demos and samples with this camera and more. See you soon on the IoT show, guys. Thanks for watching.